Um, I think we've emptied the waiting room, at least for the moment. So I'd like for us to get started with our program for this afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the audience for this musical matinee on a rainy Sunday afternoon. It just seems like the perfect backdrop for the wonderful music we are about to hear. And this program is one of a series of programs in honor of Women's History Month. Now, we know that every month is a month in which we honor women, but we are celebrating women this month with a number of different kinds of programs. And this is Women Around the World, a virtual musical celebration by Firey String Sistas. And we are just thrilled to welcome this group back to the Hudson River Museum. We've worked with them over the years for indoor and outdoor concerts. They're wonderful supporters of the museum, and we've just watched them grow and really become an important force in the musical scene today. So with the works of landscape art and virtual travel providing a backdrop, Firey String Sistas will present this virtual concert featuring works from their new album, H.O.T, incorporating aspects of global culture, world beats from Africa, Jamaica, and Latin America, jazz from the Great American Songbook, and finally, a tribute to great women in our current political arena. Our thanks go out to Art Bridges for their support of not only the exhibition, landscape art, and virtual travel, but this program as well. Nyoka Workman will introduce the group of 5 musicians once the video begins, and each piece will be preceded by the work in the exhibition, landscape art and virtual travel, that inspired it. Following the concert, Nyoka Workman and Mala Waldron will join us in conversation about their musical practice, their journeys, and their collaboration, followed by Q&A from you, the audience. A note, please, is that your microphones have been muted upon entry, but you can control your video. Closed captioning is available, provided by Zoom through AI, which may not always be completely accurate. But you are welcome to use it. And we invite you to type your comments and questions in the chat. They will be addressed toward the end of the program, which is being facilitated by my colleague, Olivia Cipriano. I now invite you into the newly built studio of the Firey String Sistas in the Bronx, where we'll hear 5 works by this extraordinarily talented and committed quintet. Thank you for being here.
Hi everybody, I'm Nyoka from Firey String Sistas. We're a collective of female composers, band leaders, artists from around the world. And we are so proud to be part of Museum at Home, part of the Hudson River Museum events. Today we're bringing originals, some of our favorite standards, arrangements, and spirituals, and we hope you enjoy them. Featuring today we have Carissa Dow Rouse on violin and vocals. We have Destiny Diggs on bass, Mala Waldron on piano and vocals, Luciana Padmore on drums, and myself on cello. I hope you enjoy it.
Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Very complicated thing. Music is just like you pass through raging floods, I'll be with you. And though you pass through wildfires, they too shall see. Remember trials, though they come, I am still the Holy One. And you trust in me when you trust in me. When you trust in me, it's in the field you walk the I do pretty well after sundown. Summertime I'm feeling sad, but it really is bad. There is always that one midnight round and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow, what a perfect piece to end on. Thank you for that incredible arrangement of We Shall Overcome. And I think it pretty much sums up where we are after this past year. Welcome in person, Nyoka Workman, Mala Waldron. Please, Mala, unmute yourself.
Oh yeah.
I just now that you know the players, everybody, you have these wonderful musicians here with you in person, and I just want to say this has been a long time coming. We were talking just before we started about how we had planned to do this about a year ago, and the world changed, and I see so much in the studio in terms of how you and your musicians have overcome the challenges and made it work so that you could keep making music. And now I feel we're on the cusp of yet another hopeful stage. And I turn the stage over to the two of you to talk to us today. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
everybody for coming today. And thank you, Sarah Linda and Olivia, for helping us keep the music alive and keep the art going. It's tough, but we put our mask on and we create the music and we get it done, right, Mala?
That's right. We don't have a choice. You know, it's what we do. You have to do it. You have to find a way.
Yeah. So because of folks like you, we're able to just get our music heard and get our music out there. And we so appreciate you coming today.
Yeah, thanks to everybody. We really do. It's this is what's happening right now. You know, there's a lot of virtual performances happening, and we need people to participate. It's not quite the same as a live performance, and we know that, but we're doing the best that we can to keep it going until we can all be together again in theaters, wherever.
And what was so special too about this time was we truly collaborated with the Hudson River Museum with the art paired to the music. It's like a dream come true to have actual visual art paired with music. And we so appreciate that too. So hopefully we can do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
You know-
Oh,
Oh.
Sarah Linda, go ahead.
No, that's okay. You know, when we originally conceived the program, it would have been in the museum galleries. So you would have been surrounded, you know, in person with the works of art, and really seeing that inspiration and being able to refer back and forth. But what I really want to say is that this the medium that we are forced to use in, you know, and forced to kind of try and perfect as best we can, gives us something different, I think. And I really noticed this, I guess we talk about silver linings, that there was an intimacy to this concert that we would not otherwise have had we been separated from you, you know, you on stage or even in the round, you know, with us in the audience, because, you know, we were able to really see close up
Yes.
how you work. And that was really a gift as far as I was concerned, you know, to see the bowing, to see the you know, the fingering, to see, you know, it was just really, really exciting. And I just was wondering how you feel about this medium, and if, you know, when the world reopens and you are, you know, you're booked to the teeth all over the world, how much of it you may retain in your performances, and you know, kind of what we've learned, what the lessons are from having to do it this way.
I think you do have a point there in terms of having everything so insular. There's a lightness to it. It's easier because we don't have to travel. We don't have to lug our equipment. We don't have to get on the buses and the trains and planes. And so something about that has a light feeling to it. And I prefer intimate settings because we were in kind of a chamber music setting also, but you didn't have to worry about your seat. You have a comfortable seat where you are. So I do kind of love that part of performing like this.
Yeah.
Mala.
I was just going to add that it was so true. It's easy for us. I mean, just to be in one place and not have to travel and all of that type of thing. But I think that there's going to be more. There already are hybrid performances going on. They call it hybrid because it's virtual, but it's also live. And I've done one of those, and it was great. You have some people there, not as many as you would have before COVID, but you know, there are fewer people, distance further apart, but you have the feeling of a live audience, and you also have this intimacy uh, that you're speaking of, where you can see everything so up close and personal. So I think it's a nice mix.
Yeah, thank you so much. I actually had a question as well for the both of you, because I saw that both of you had original works in this performance as well. And I was wondering about your kind of creative process behind, for each of you, behind those works.
Okay, I'll go first. For Michelle Obama, what a beautiful, statuesque, powerful woman. And I tried to think of her personality. The piece is still a work in process, but it's interesting. I was thinking of her fiery style in a Yoruba sense. I was trying to get that Yoruban rhythm, Oya, in the front, and then she goes into her dance in the middle. So that was the process with that too.
For my tune, I wrote it. Actually wrote it many years ago, 1990 something, 94. And it was a gift from my father. It was a birthday gift. We were doing a tour, and I wrote this song for him, and it wound up being the title of this album that we did. And but I rearranged it for the Firey String Sistas. So and it was a ballad, but now it's not. It's like I guess you would call it a burner. You know, it's really up tempo, and I just love. I love how you can take one piece of music and change the feeling of it by putting it into different styles. So I've done that quite a bit. I like to recycle my pieces.
Well, I think that whole process of recycling music and creating new pieces out of old is always interesting.
Yeah.
Have you found the creative process during COVID very productive or different, or how has it changed how you guys have worked?
I have to be disciplined because the inspiration comes and goes. It doesn't always stay with me, and especially since you're in the home. And I have been working from home, so it's not anything that new, but I find when I'm working towards a project, then I can focus on my music. But otherwise, I'm at home, so I'm trying to clean and cook and do other things, and I get a little distracted. But yeah, yeah.
I totally agree with you. I find the same thing. It's so easy to get distracted. But an interesting experience I had was when everything first shut down last March. What I realized was that I had been so busy prior to that I hadn't really written anything new in a minute. in a little in a while. And so and so something about shutting down and not having anything on my calendar, I heard ideas coming to me, and I wrote a song right away. It Everything came to me, lyrics, melody, chord changes within a couple of hours. It was crazy.
Mhm.
And actually it was about COVID. I call it Rona can't steal my joy. Uh, but yeah, the whole like after that though, things started getting busy because I had to learn all about doing music virtually. I had to learn about audio interfaces, and how it's such a different thing. And I had been, not that it didn't exist before, I just didn't want to deal with it. Honestly, I didn't want to, but I was forced to, and it was kicking my butt.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did it because I can do so much more now.
Yeah.
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 Thank you. Yeah. I definitely, as a musician myself, I have gone through the same thing as both of you.
Mhm.
And I guess, I just, if we have no more questions in the chat,
Yeah, I'm just soliciting questions for the last minute, and while people think about any questions or comments they'd like to share, we did have a thank you from Jimmy and numerous claps.
yes.
Numerous claps.
Oh,
I'm not
take
going to
those.
count them.
yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
We'll
We'll
take
take it.
all of the claps.
All those claps.
All of the claps, yeah.
You
And
know,
there was
but-
definitely a few reactions as well.
I know. But I did have a couple questions if we still have a few more minutes, and one is looking back and one is looking forward. I know that both of you come from musical families, possibly musical royalty. And I'm, wondering if you might want to speak about how your practice developed from the nurturing of your families. And that was one question I had. And the other is, what are you working on now? And what can we look forward to?
Okay, I'll go first. My father's a jazz bassist, and we did tour with him a lot. He toured around. Um, the longest tour was to Japan, and we stayed there for about a year. And I've always loved traveling, and I wanted to play with him, I think, when I grew up. So I just found something, thank goodness, that was different than the bass. And I think just watching him go through these things as a kid kind of inspired me to write. I love composing. I mean, it brings joy, and the fact that you can erase it and start again, just the process is something that I love, and playing and doing. And so, yeah, he did inspire me a lot. And what's interesting is my father played with Mala's dad.
Yeah.
uh,
A lot.
several times. I don't know if they were in Japan together, but that may be. We were about this high then. So,
Yeah.
so what's coming? What's coming? Hopefully, things get better. People get better. We can open up and share more music around the U.S. We're looking forward to doing that, and around the world. And we're definitely writing new music and trying new things. So that's what's coming up.
Yeah, we haven't toured yet. We haven't done
Yeah.
we've done some concerts in the area and branching out of New York.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly. But the real tour, that would be amazing. So we're looking forward to that. As far as my family goes, both of my parents were jazz pianists, and my mom sang as well. My father did a lot more recording. He's more well known, and I was named after him, Mal Waldron. And I think, I know that I heard music even before I was born. In fact, I have proof of it because there's an album that my father and mother recorded together, and
Oh,
there's a
wow.
song called "Portrait of a Young Mother," and she was pregnant with guess
Oh,
who?
wow.
And
Oh, wow.
so I know that the music was coming through from a long time, and even though my parents divorced when I was pretty young, I was about 6 or 7, but I listened to every record that he made, and I really like everything I knew about improvising. I was studying those records. Like to me, that was my early learnings of jazz. And both of my parents were very, very encouraging. They never discouraged me from becoming a professional musician. And by their examples, I I never thought it was out of reach. I love to travel. Both my mom didn't travel, but my father traveled constantly, and he ended up living in Europe. And so there's a lot of influence that came to me from them that I still carry with me today.
Mala, thank you so much, so much. And any final words, ladies, before we conclude today's program?
Yeah. Thank you for having us, and
Yes.
thank you so much for coming. I appreciate this. It's so wonderful. What a
Yeah.
wonderful and happy Palm Sunday. I forgot to say
Yes.
that.
Well, thank you both. Thank you to all 5 of the performers, and in particular to Nyoka and Mala for sharing some of their thoughts and feelings with us today. I really see this as a sign of hope. And yes,
Right.
and working together, we're getting some lovely comments in the chat. Great performance. The Westchester region ACTSOW from Ingram Taylor and Huey.
Oh,
This was
great.
wonderful. And Shelley, wonderful performance. Thank you for sharing your artistry. I can, really, there's no more I can add but to say thank you all so very much. It was, it just shows that, good things come to those who stand and wait.
Yes.
It was really, really worth waiting for. And we
All
look
right.
forward to our next concert. Maybe even we'll get to see you in person.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. And before we leave, I just want to mention that our final program in celebration of Women's History Month is coming up this Wednesday, the 31st at 7 p.m. It's a virtual author talk with noted author Valeria Luiselli, who will discuss her 2017 book, Tell Me How It Ends, an essay in 40 questions. It is in original Spanish, Niños Perdidos, Aseo on 40 Preguntas. This book tackles Luiselli's experience volunteering at an immigration court in New York City, where she worked as a translator for migrant children. This program is also supported by Art Bridges and will be offered in English and Spanish. And it is inspired by the exhibit Border Canto's Sonic Border, Richard Mizrachi Ermogolindo, on view at the museum through May 9th. The exhibit that we referenced today, Landscape Art and Virtual Travel, is actually on view at the museum through August 8th. So we invite those of you who can to come visit the museum and see the works that inspired these wonderful, wonderful pieces in person. They're there waiting for your eyes. And we hope, again, everyone is well. And thank you so much to Firey String Sistas. And have a wonderful rest of the Sunday afternoon, everybody.
Thank you,
Yes.
Sarah
Thank you.
Linda and Olivia.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.